So I figured out a way to kind of turn our map into a whitetail, bighorn sheep, mule deer, and bobcat sanctuary. This spot is absolutely incredible, and I'm going to be showing you how I did it today. Now, kind of my favorite way to hunt this is by starting over here. I have a tent, and what I do basically is start out by hunting anything that's in this area, and it pushes all the way over here. So as I'm heading this direction, I'm constantly seeing new animals along the way, and so once I find them, I'll get the zone and pretty much take down every single animal that I see in this area. This is the very beginning. You really want to take down everything, including pretty much the entire herd of the animals, and then eventually what you'll do is you'll keep coming back, and then you'll start to get some decent zones, at which case you'll be able to start choosing only the big bucks. But I also recommend taking the small ones, or the smallest ones as well. By doing that, you then create this kind of really cool environment where you can keep coming back, and as you see right here, all these zones are whitetail, bighorn sheep, and coyote. But for the most part, they're pretty much all mule deer, and a very few are coyote. He's not quite big enough to take down just yet, but it's a pretty good sign. However, we do happen to have a coyote out here, and I'm more interested in that. Let's see if we can take him down with a 7.6. Alright, so we're looking at about 300. Boy, that's a very interesting angle, isn't it? We're gonna see if we can't take him prone. Freaking thing just did a backflip. Oh my god. He is down for the count. And the good part about this is we actually have our lodge right over there, so we can just fast travel there real quick and pick him up. Only thing we got to do now is remember to get him in the end. Yeah, he's right at the end of that road. But I'm pretty sure he was down right by this bush. Yep, I'm seeing some blood right there, and there lays our coyote. Not only did we make a good shot, but we got a hard shot at 320 yards as he was completely upside down, leaning up against that brush. Literally straight through the center of the heart. You couldn't have made a much more perfectly centered heart shot if you tried. The crazy part about this is it's completely opposite of what would normally happen. Normally you'd be shooting through the shoulder, especially from up on that mountain, and then it would go through the lung, pass through the heart, and out the bottom. But in this case here, we shot through the heart, through the lung, and out the shoulder blade on the other side. So kind of a phenomenal shot on a nice male coyote. Here we go. We just got up to the top of this mountain here. Now we're looking down the ridge. We're roughly 300 yards away, maybe even less, from where we just shot that coyote and saw the herd of bighorn. And now we have a couple of decent bucks out here. But in this case here, I do think that we for surely want to take down this buck. I mean, I wouldn't mind leaving him there for the time being, but I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta leave them there. The way, however, how I did build this spot up and how I did find a really cool area is by pretty much taking down all the small ones nearby. But at the same time, we don't really want to go all the way down there to get them. So we'll come back another time, and we'll probably end up taking down maybe both these bucks and even one doe, potentially. One thing that is weird though is the fact that these mule deer are right here 350 yards away, but there should be whitetail here, which are less than 250. That means they must almost have to be like right in this brush. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's where they are. The only reason I know this is because I did take a shot at a huge whitetail about a week ago. Now we tried to take them open sights with the 30-06, but unfortunately the 30-06 is not anywhere near as accurate as the 308 Perry. So in this case, we have the 308 and we have a scope. So if we could find that herd of whitetail, then that might make things a little bit different. Yeah, I mean, they gotta be down there somewhere. There's no way we can't see them. Oh, right there. Look what we got. We got a 150 whitetail there. Couple does, and oh my god, there's the giant. That's the one that we want. Holy, look at that rack. 205 minimum up to 246. Now, we're gonna have to be a little more patient because I don't really like that angle. But now that we're sitting here waiting, you can see all the mule deer are on the move. There's that one out there in the front. He turned and the rest of them are still going. Well, anyways, let's focus on this big buck right here. Yeah, that's about a 220, maybe 230 buck. Can't quite tell if he's at 240 plus or not, but nonetheless, he's an awesome, awesome buck. All right, and he's stepping out at 250 yards. So that's going to be our shot. We just smoked him. And he's going down right there. All right. Now remember, we got to get down there and get him in a little bit. What do we got calling down here now? Oh, we do have some more muley in here. Interesting. Well, there go the rest of the muley way up over in there, and they just bedded down. I had a feeling they were going to bed down over there somewhere. How cool is that? Right there. So now we have not only their feed zone, but we also have where they sleep. Now, a lot of times it's not all about taking down every single animal that you see. Sometimes when you see something out in its natural habitat, it's cool just to admire it. Watch, wait, listen, and see what happens. Because you never know. Eventually, there could be an absolute giant nearby. Well, let's just say it's a good thing we didn't take down that first muley, because now we moved over here and we got a couple real good bucks. They're whitetail and they're bedded about 150 yards away from us. Right there's a 180. But then there's another one back in there, which I think is potentially a 170. No shot just yet, although we could maybe take that one right there. But the mule deer was right over there. So we want to make sure that there isn't anything giant nearby before we go and take down this nice whitetail buck. Or bucks. We also just got a call from a muley down over in here. Whoa, way over there. Look at that. 2 does. And another small buck. Well, I think we're actually going to go out on a limb on this and take down this buck right here at about 130. I think if we drop him, then we should be able to maybe get eyes on another big one. I'm not 100%, but there might be another good one in there somewhere. Oh, another muley calling down over in here. And there's a bighorn taking off. Alright, so the good thing is we didn't spook the muley. We definitely got his attention. But we gotta at least see how big he is if he's over here. And is that really the only muley over there? Because I kind of highly doubt it. Oh, and I was right. Look at this. A whole entire herd of them. That is definitely a shooter buck. There's the one that just bedded down there, but that is a sweet looking rack. He's about 180 yards out right there. Wait till he stops. If he's gonna stop. That is the question. You would think he'd bed down right there. And he did. Got him. I think we might have got him a little bit high, but I do think that we definitely hit something solid. And then we got this one as well, which we'll let be for the time being. But maybe we should take down this one. All right, it's not exactly going to bring him down like I was hoping, but he will go down eventually. And we're getting a call from something else over here. Holy, the amount of animals now is unbelievable in this region. There goes a muley there. So remember, we got that whitetail buck here. We eventually need to get back and get our biggest one over there. And then we just got that muley right there. All right, here's this one. And a heart shot, 133 yards, 183.8. Nice buck. And a perfect shot. I'm really excited to get to the next location, which is right up over in here. All right, so let's see if we can't find our muley. He was bedded right. Well, I guess we're not gonna have to track him very far because he's laying right there. We did pull off a perfect double lung shot, 222. I knew we were slightly high, but from the angle that we had there, it actually exited kind of center lung. Cool looking buck at 180. Then we took a follow up because he didn't drop from that shot. And then we got intestine, almost liver. Sweet looking rack though. And kind of an epic shot as he was bedded there. Take a better look at that spread. Yep, he's got stickers on both sides of his G2 there. Super cool looking buck. Ran right into him. There he is down right there. No blood or nothing. But we did hit him in the pelvis once. And then we shot him again in the pelvis again at 229, 146. He's actually got like a small whitetail rack on him. Kind of a unique rack. Now, another thing that works out really good on this map is if you're trying to do kind of multiplayer hunts, what you want to do is basically surround this area and you kind of do certain drives through here or pushes. I always have 2-3 guys come from this tent, 2 guys come from this tent, and then 2 guys come from this tent. And what happens is you kind of push them towards the middle and you just take down every single animal that you see. Of course, you want to take down the biggest ones because those are the most exciting. But in the end, you still want to get everything. Usually, I only shoot the big ones and let everyone else shoot whatever they want. But this is very important to get this started. All right, here's another really good spot here down on the bottom of this canyon. And we got eyes on a whole herd of whitetails cutting across here. Look at them all. My God, there's literally half bucks in this herd. I'm not even sure which one's the biggest, but I'd say that's a 180 and that should be, well, there's our answer. That's definitely a 200 minus. Then we got a call from some more whitetail up over in here. Oh, that's the one that we want. Holy, we literally hit the jackpot on whitetail. Take a look where we are. We're right here on the bottom of this ridge here. And I think the whitetail must be bedding somewhere over in here, which I would definitely like to try and figure out eventually. But for sure, we're going to take down this big buck here. He's 40 yards away. This buck is right on top of us. There he is. Oh, that's not him. That's not him. That's the wrong buck. I don't think that's him. What? No, it's not him. It is him. It's the Maxway buck. I thought he was bigger, but... Alright, either way, we'll drop him. For some reason, I thought I saw a score of 200 plus. Or I thought he had the rack of the 200 plus rack, at least. There's a 180 there, taking off. And there's another one. Oh, there he goes. Let's take him. Let's take him. Smoked him. Now we might be able to take down this bighorn. Hold on a second. We gotta find out which one we really want. Looks like we're not gonna get any of them. All right, here's this one. It looks like we may have potentially gotten a heart shot. Yes, we did. 34-yard heart shot, 191.6. Looks like we got a double lung heart just on the inside of the front shoulder there. Pretty wide buck. Not a ton of mass, but definitely a solid one. And we got to remember to go back and get the giant 200 plus in the very beginning. But first, we need to get back and get this buck. All right, we took down this buck right here, and he went about 25 yards. Then fell over. Let's pick him up. Left lung, it's going to be a 181.9. A nice wide 8-point buck. Whoa, 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 whoa. Look what just showed up. Oh my God, you guys. That's a giant. He's about 225 yards out there. We got to wait till he slows up just a little bit here. Come on. I knew he wasn't going to slow down. Wait. Wait. Just keep turning. Just keep turning. Oh, I think I just saw him right there. There he is. Where is he going? Man, he is on the move. Yeah, I'm not going to get a shot on him if he keeps doing that. I mean, it's one thing if he just goes straight, but he's just going like everywhere. And then, yeah, that's nice. You gotta be freaking kidding me, dude. What was wrong with that deer? What the heck was he doing? He didn't stop for 1 second. That's the doe. Yeah, okay. What are they doing way over here when they should be drinking right now? Okay, hold on. The doe's coming back, and if she's coming back, he may follow her. It's highly unlikely, considering the fact that he already went over that ledge, but it could happen. Man, I wanted to take that shot so many times if he would have just consistently kept trotting one direction, but he kept spinning around and counteracting. So we're gonna have to go over there and go see what happened. What happened was I was tracking down this max weight bobcat track, and then all of a sudden we spotted this giant whitetail up on the ridge. I suppose we probably could have taken him a little bit quicker in the beginning there, but I honestly thought he was gonna stop eventually. Like, what the heck? Now, the good thing is this actually could be a respawn from one of the bucks that we just took down. Oh, that's a big one. That right there is a good ram. And we are not about to pass him up. Well, there he is, trotting through. Got him. Smoked him, actually. Nice. Man, it almost sounds like this thing has a silencer on it. I like it, though. Alright, so we got him down there. And I don't really think we need to mark that one, so we'll just... Well, we're about to lose sight of everything here in a second. What I'm gonna have to do is screenshot this so we can figure out where everything is in the end. The buck was here. Obviously our big buck's in the front there. Let's mark here. So we got here. That's our bighorn, and then here is our big whitetail, and then here is our buck. The one that we didn't shoot yet. Awesome. Now we just got to find the track from this massive whitetail. We know he tried it right up here over the top of this ledge, and then we lost sight of him somewhere around here. Ooh, another. That's probably his. That's actually him calling there, I guarantee it. What is he doing up on the top of this ridge, though? Such a bizarre spot for him to be. We got a call. Actually, we got tracks from another muley down there, but we need to find the track. Here we go. There's his track. There's his track right there. And I believe this should be his track right here. Yes, it is. All right, we got his track. He was headed down this direction here, so we may get a shot going across this opening over in here, which means we need to get to the top of this mountain here so we can look down the next ravine. Tracks there. Yep, he's staying up on the high for sure. Tracks going down there, going to the bottom. Should be able to almost see him here any second. Unless he got there before we got there. I don't see where he went. Tracks there. But the next question is, where in the heck is he going to? Tracks. Looks like he's headed right down to this tripod. Fresh tracks. Ooh. Good view here. Real good view. Going right down through here. You know, it's a good thing this thing is leaving out plenty of tracks, because otherwise this could be very difficult to track. In other words, sometimes when you're tracking them down, they don't leave tracks every 20 feet. It's more like 100 yards. And I like this a lot better. Alright, now he's probably going down there. Mule deer calling. Holy dear, where in the heck are you going? Well, I guess the exciting thing for you guys is we're gonna have to take a running shot, because we're not gonna be able to see them from up here. Unless we get extremely lucky, but for the most part, they always bust out through that kind of channel down on the bottom. And, I mean, we'll be able to see them out to 350 yards, 400 yards. But there's our tripod stand right there, overlooking this whole bottom. So, let's see if we can't find them. Alright, we're in, and... not sure why there's a whitetail right there. That's not him. But something tells me he's going to be in this herd. Got a buck out in the front, and there's a doe right behind. Unless... well, that's for surely not him either. Oh, but that is... oh my god. Smoked him! Yes! We got him. I actually took a follow-up shot to help bring him down, but I didn't realize the first shot was so perfect. We didn't even need one. Alright, what do we got down here now? That's it. Nothing else. So normally all the whitetail tend to hang out down here, and you can't actually see them because they're in this thick brush. So usually... oh! Well, we'll just drop him while we're at it. But usually what happens is they bust out down through here and run right down this channel all the way out through here, and then they pop out this way, and that's when we get our shots. But in that case there, it worked out even better. Awesome. Now we got two huge bucks to go grab. The one from the beginning and this one right now. But first, we'll grab the one that we just dropped, open sights. About a 150 buck. 163, nice double lung shot there on the trot, open sights. And in case you're wondering where we are right now, we're on the very bottom end of our kind of sanctuary setup. That's what I'm going to start calling it from now on, our sanctuary. Whitetail sanctuary. But it's not even just whitetail, it's bighorn sheep, mule deer, coyote, bobcat, everything that you could imagine is here. And there goes our doe right next to our buck. Well, not really our doe, but... And there goes a doe right next to our piled up buck. Whoa, look at this. A doe is right in front of us on the run, headed straight to our buck, which is piled up right there, actually. It's interesting because there's no possible way we could get this close to our big buck. There's just no way. Imagine if we could get to 50 yards from him. We could potentially take him on the run. Imagine, say that's like a 190 or a 200 inch buck. We could literally just pull back and, you know, stick it right in the back of the neck if we wanted to. Even now, we could have shot the thing 10 times with the AR. Well, there's the shot on our buck right here. And he's laying here. He's a big one, 200 plus all day. Nice lung shot at 222.02, 214 yard. Perfect. Right in the back of the shoulder, lung shot. Wow. Yeah, I thought we might have been a little far back on that, but the reality is it was kind of perfect. Absolutely smoked that buck. What a nice one as well at 222. Holy, look at the points on that thing. All right, we finally got over here to our bighorn sheep, which is laying right here, and that side has a massive curl on it. If he had the same size curl on the other side, he'd be a 150 plus, but he doesn't, so he's a 134. Still gonna be a gold, but a long liver shot on the walk at 250 yards. I honestly am surprised that he didn't break the 140 mark at least. Look at the curlbacks on that thing, on both sides actually. I guess the only thing he's really lacking is mass, but nonetheless, that's still a solid ram. So then lastly, we can go over here and grab our big buck from the very beginning. Which would be laying right there. Yep, just like when we first took the shot. I don't think we actually dropped him, but we made a pretty epic shot, and we took the shot from right up there. It was about 250 yards away. All right, let's pick him up. It's going to be a shoulder lung shot at 247. You can see we were shooting directly downwards. Drilled that shoulder blade, but it's going to be a 222.4, and that's our second biggest whitetail of the hunt. So what an awesome buck, and what a great hunt this has been. And I hope you found it helpful. Hopefully you can get some monster bucks out here as well. Holy, look at the buck we just jumped up. Oh my god, there's actually a whole herd of them, and we're not going to get a shot. We got to try and shift over here. I don't know if that's going to work out so good either. YOLO. We got to try and get to a spot where we can, I don't know, at least get a close-up shot at one maybe. Maybe they're going to go there. Oh my god. Did they already cut through here? Oh, there we go. We got a giant mythical bobcat, and I just realized we don't have our 7.6 on us right now because we had to move a tent, but that's besides the fact. We should be good to go now. Wait, wrong scope. There we go. Oh, there's a buck. Holy. Look what just stepped out. Oh my god, is that a sweet looking buck. We were waiting for the bobcat, but that is something special. Oh my god. Could still potentially get him with the bow, but there we go. Got him at about 190 yards on the walk. We had a misfire. I literally clicked and nothing happened. But then we got a follow-up and it was absolutely perfect. You guys probably couldn't tell there was a misfire, but there was 100% a misfire. Well, that one wasn't a misfire. What a sweet looking rack on that buck. Wow. And also, once we get down there, we may get eyes on our huge mythical bobcat. In fact, we spotted him like right here. There he goes! Right there! Right there! Right there! Right there! Oh my god, he's 50 yards away. Oh, we dusted him. Let's go. Oh, that was so perfect. We sat there and waited a half hour to get a shot off on that 7. And come around the corner right here where our muley is at. Next thing you know, we see the giant mythical bobcat taking off. But here's this huge muley. Wow, he's a sweet looking buck. 250. 188 yard, perfect heart shot right through the front shoulder. Look at how sharp these main beams are here. Wow, those things could cut through glass. 1 on the one side and 2 on his other side. He's got a split G2 with a sticker. Then this side is just a split G2. Either way, a very unique, super cool looking buck. And he is a monster. Yep, right there. Nice long shot. We held a little bit low to compensate for that. 26.19 gold and a double lung shot at 69 yards. Very nice. Wow. He ended up weighing 32.4 pounds as well. So kind of a giant mythical. Mexican bobcat. Oh, what do we got down there? A Mexican bobcat taking off. And oh my god, there he goes. 160 yards out. Oh my god, let's freaking go. We got him. Oh. So we initially had him coming through here and I couldn't get a shot. I lost sight of him somewhere up over in there. Waited a long time to get a follow-up shot, never came back. So we came back here the next morning and jumped him up again. Right? He must have been laying in this brush here because all of a sudden we immediately spawned in and he was already hauling across this opening. Took the first shot, I think we got lung, and the second shot we went for heart and absolutely just dusted him. He didn't go anywhere after that second shot. So let's go get him. Now this is kind of a rare occurrence here where basically you have a hamster running around. Okay. Whoa. We got Whitetail calling over here. I haven't seen Whitetail here before. Pretty cool though. But anyways, here is our giant muley that we took down and got a liver long shot at 164 yards. So kind of an epic quartering away trotting shot there. 260.9. Absolute monster of a buck. Look at the size of the rack. He's got so much mass and height that it's not even funny. He literally has enough mass to where he could be potentially close to a 270, 280 scoring muley. That is just a phenomenal buck. And what a rack as well. Super symmetrical. He's got, looks like, wouldn't really say that's a G2. It's almost like he's got a split G2 that turns into a G3 at the top. Because technically he'd only be a 4x4, realistically speaking. But with that, that makes him a 6x6. Wow. Nonetheless, our first shot was amazing. Didn't get that much penetration, so we went with a follow-up shot. And that follow-up shot was absolutely money. Heart, double lung, and shoulder blade at 160 yards. Wow, that was some incredible penetration. But overall, that's gonna wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I hope you found it helpful so you guys are able to get some super awesome bucks on your setups as well. But that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching and we'll see you next time. Holy, look at that rack. My goodness.